My feet were swollen, my boobs were sweaty, I couldn't poop, I was shivering, and just, oh man, it was sad. Hey everybody, I am 2 weeks postpartum, actually like 2 weeks and 4 days postpartum, and I have been wanting to make this video just talking about everything that I experienced after birth in these first 2 weeks as a first-time mom. But I was waiting until I felt a little bit better and until it wasn't so like traumatizing, because if I would have made this video last week, I think I would have been like, don't ever have kids, don't do it. But now that things are healing and I feel better, I'm like, okay, it does get better. After that, a lot of this will probably be TMI, but if you're expecting then and you've never gone through birth, maybe some of this stuff will help you. I don't know. This is just what I went through and how I felt, so yeah. So I did end up delivering vaginally, which is going to make a difference on my recovery, because if you've had a C-section, or if you end up in a C-section, your recovery is going to be different. After I gave birth, you know, after you push the baby out, you have so many endorphins running through you. And if you've watched the birth vlog that we did, they were like down there stitching me up, and I did not even know. I didn't even feel anything. They pushed out, you know, I delivered the placenta. I didn't even know. Josh saw it. Josh saw it and was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen so much blood in my life. I had no idea. I mean, the baby was on me and I was just there was so much going on that I did not feel anything. I didn't even know the placenta came out. I did tear. They said I did have I had 3 little stitches because I had just a small tear, so it wasn't like a crazy, I don't remember, there's like degrees of tears. One is like, you know, you can like rip from your vagina to your butthole pretty much. I didn't have that. So I just had 3 small stitches. After all of that, after everything in the delivery room and everybody just sort of left, and then they moved me over into the recovery room, the first time that I had to get up from the bed to the bathroom was scary. And it's just, you're like, so, like, what does it look like down there? What does it feel like down there? And I will tell you that it smells, like it's going to smell. Everything that comes out of there is just gonna smell. And it's not like a bad smell, and it's not, it just smells different. Someone told us it's the smell of life, and I guess that's true. Josh is like, yeah, it does smell like life. So just be forewarned that it's just gonna you're just gonna smell, and there's nothing you can do about it. Something that I completely forgot about until the time came, oh my gosh, I have to poop. And no one, or at least I didn't know how scary the first poop is going to be. Like, you don't want to push because you're afraid that your whole like uterus is just gonna fall right out. And so I was afraid to go to the bathroom. Not only that, but I don't know if y'all are the same or if it's just me, but my body goes through this weird thing when it knows like I'm not at home. But the 3 full days that I was there, I didn't poop, except for I did poop on the delivery table. Ew. Not being at home and then eating foods that just being out of routine, I guess, made me really constipated. So they gave me stool softener, and even that didn't work. I didn't go to the bathroom the whole time that we were there. So the first time, I think it wasn't until like 2 days after I got home. So that's almost 5 days of not being able to go to the bathroom. That first poop is very scary. And just because you're like, oh my gosh, and it still hurts, like things still hurt. And then I did end up with a hernia in my butthole from pushing, so that hurt, and it just all around was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'd almost rather push another baby out than push out this poop. It's almost equal. No, I don't know. 3 days into being postpartum, I got like really bad shivers. I mean, I was so cold on the inside, but I was not, like, I didn't feel cold. I felt actually kind of warm, but like that internal coldness, I don't know. And I was shivering so bad. It was really weird. Like, it just hit me. As soon as I got up and tried to stand up, like I was like this shaking on the inside. It was really weird. And I had to go lay back down, and I fell back asleep. And I think it was just like everything finally piling up into one. I mean, not really sleeping and not really being at home and in a routine and not eating foods that I was used to eating. Just all of it just kind of, and probably because I did have an epidural, probably the drugs fully wearing off or getting out of my system. I don't know. It was just so bad though. And then on top of that, my feet got so swollen. The way my feet looked was, I mean, massive. I did not even have ankles, and my feet just looked scary, like they didn't even belong to my body. So my feet never got like that during pregnancy, so this was like true swollen feet. I mean, they were huge. And I looked it up, and it's just normal. I mean, you're getting rid of a bunch of fluids, and so all the extra fluids have to go somewhere. So another thing that happens when you're trying to get rid of all these fluids is also sweating. I had so much sweating. I would wake up, and it's mostly like in your boobs. That's like where you sweat. I mean, just all this area right here, just sweating. And I would wake up because the baby would be crying, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's disgusting. I mean, just sweating like, ew. And then your hormones are shifting and kind of trying to go back to normal. So I was like crying, and it was funny because I sent Josh to go get a belly band for me. I was like, look, this is what it's called. I looked it up. I think they have them at Walmart. So can you go get one? And he comes back with a exercise, like those, what do they call, like neoprene or neo something, like that material that makes you sweat, and you wear it on your stomach to like make you sweat to help you lose weight. That's what he came back with, because that's what the people who work there told him, like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, I think this is it. And so I put it on, and it felt good to have everything compressed, but that's not what it's for. So I was like sweating, and I started crying, because then my sister had also made us some tortillas and like food, and Josh ate all the tortillas. And so I get up and I'm like starving. I'm like, where's the food? And he's like, oh, I didn't know that was for both of us. And so I just started crying, because I'm like, I'm sweating, and you bought me the wrong belly band, and you ate all the food. And I was just like, and they were just looking at me like, are you okay? And I'm like, and here I am, when my boobs are sweating and I can't poop. And oh, it was so bad. I still have not looked at my vagina. I still haven't looked down there. I'm too scared to see what it looks like. So I'm kind of waiting a little bit longer before I even attempt to look down there. I don't want to. In the little goodie bag that they give you in the hospital, at least they gave me, I'm not sure, you know, what the hospital, like, what the normal goodie bag, mom goodie bag for the hospital is, but they did give me those witch hazel pads, a like little container of them, and I didn't use them at first. I'm like, I don't even know, what do you do with these? Like, do you wipe with them, or do you, I mean, what are they? They're just like, they look like face cleaning pads almost, but they have witch hazel on them. And so I didn't use them, but when I got home, I was looking it up, because it was just like, it was my down there was hurting so bad. Like it was hot, like it just hurt. It hurt to sit down, it hurt when I stood up. You're like, what are the witch hazel pads for? And someone was like, oh, they just would roll them up, or even just take them and put them in there. Like you can roll it up and like, oh gosh, okay. So like if this is your butt cheeks here, then you can just like roll it up and put it like this in your butt cheek to help with the hernia, or do that with your vagina and just let it like cool it down. And so once I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, it feels so good. Why didn't I use these before? Why did I wait a couple days? It was so long to use these. They didn't give me these, but I would recommend them. To get some was like, depends, like adult diapers. I sent Josh to go get some because I'm like, I'm tired of having to change the pads and it just feels so bulky. So he went and got me some Depends, and I've never been so happy to wear an adult diaper. I mean, well, I've never worn an adult diaper, but I was so happy because it made all the difference. It was like a pull-up. It was like underwear, and it just made it so much easier instead of having to keep changing those big old huge pads, you know, like when you're in middle school, like when you first get your period and your mom buys you those giant pads. Anyways, it really did help. So I would pack some with you, or at least have some waiting for you at home once you get home. It helped. Last thing is the belly band. So after all of that whole thing with Josh buying the wrong one, I did end up getting one from Babies R Us, and it was just the Babies R Us brand. It's not, I know there's like the Belly Bandit and like the Belly Band, I don't know, there's like name brand versions of the Belly Band, the wrap that goes around, but I just got the one that was at Babies R Us. It was like 24 bucks, I think. But I would highly recommend getting one, and it just helps to keep everything compress and just from flopping around, because after, you know, you have a big old belly when you're pregnant, but it's like a full belly and it's still heavy, but once the baby comes out, the belly's still there, but it's all saggy and like jello-y feeling, and it still swings around, but it's so loose. When I would be laying on my side, you know, my stomach's still all loose and jiggly, so when I would turn, it's like it would flop over and it would just hurt. So I would really recommend getting the belly band, and I will show you. I'm wearing it right now. It says to wear it for like up to 8 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks after, and I've just been wearing it constantly, except for when I take a shower. But I've just had it on 24/7. It's one of the things I'm just also really glad that I ended up investing in. So I'll show you guys what it looks like, and I will also show you a belly shot of my stomach postpartum. And my belly button looks really weird right now, but whatever, it's just, that's what it is. So here is the belly band, and it's just a Velcro band, and this one it's stretchy and it's breathable here. So I really like this one, and you're supposed to put it, you know, tight, and then each week or each time that you can keep making it tighter and tighter, that's what you do. Here is what it looks like on, helping my stomach feel somewhat normal. And then I'm gonna take it off so you can see my belly. Here's my belly from the side, 2 weeks postpartum, starting to feel back to normal, thank goodness. And then here it is from the front. So I still have this line here, and my belly button is just really weird right now. It's like half in, half out. I don't know, it can't make up its mind, but I think it's just trying to go back to being an innie. And it feels like I can tighten my abs. It's really weird. So I'm like flexing, but it's still squishy. Like I feel like my abs haven't completely gone back together or something. It's really weird how it feels. Like even though I'm flexing as hard as I can, it's like it's still squishy. I don't know, it's such a weird feeling. Can't tell if you can see it in the camera, but I do have little stretch marks right here, and this dark where my belly button was pierced right there, which looks creepy. So that was my experience as a first-time mom going through this whole postpartum thing. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We do put out vlogs as well. So that's all I have, and thank you everyone for watching. Bye.